so today on the Ranger, I'm gonna be working on the cage. If you watched the last video, you would have seen us bend the two hoops up. This is the rear hoop, so it'll go behind our head. And then this hoop, it's the halo hoop, so it'll go like this. So the hoop goes behind the seats, and then the halo hoop goes up and around there. First step is, you can see my cut line here. I'm just gonna get rid of all this metal. In the name of maximizing space, getting rid of that metal is gonna give us headroom. Alright, so it ain't pretty, but it's functional. As you can see, we just gained like 5 more inches of headroom. And this way, once we get the cage started, since the rear hoop is gonna be here, it's gonna land down here in the bed. We'll have our tube go through here. That way we could keep the tube nice and tight to the body. And it'll look really nice once it's done. Right now it looks really bad. All right, so I've got my hoop trimmed down so that when we set it in the bed upright like that, it sits just below the cut line so that we can have our bar go through the cab in a nice straight line. What I'm gonna do for now is just make some little feet for it out of our 1/8 inch plating, and then just tack it down to the bed. I'll through bolt it, but I don't have bolts yet, so I'm just gonna tack it down for now just so it holds its shape, because we did have to ratchet it, strapped it together just a tiny bit. Okay, so the halo is going in next. You can see what we're doing here. We're gonna notch this so that it welds nicely to this rear hoop. And then it'll go up there. And then we'll get that tacked in. Probably tack it just up here to the roof somewhere just so it stays, and then we'll make the feet next. Okay, so now we're gonna notch this tubing with our chop saw right here. You can kind of see my marks. This is the center line of the notch, so this spot is where the material stays. This is where it's cut. The reason we're putting the saw on a slant is because we need to rotate this down, because the notches are landing on a curve right there, that curve. The notches actually need to be slightly angled. That's why we're doing this. So now, as you can see, we've got both sides cut. This one's at this angle, the other one's at the opposite angle. If you look above it, it'll work perfect with two opposite curves, which is what we're dealing with there. He's going to eat the Cheez-Its.
Shut up.
You want this cheese fool?
Now, I'm gonna take the grinder and just knock down the edge so that it fits better around the piece of tubing. Because as you can see, with the material being thick, we want to grind this at an angle so that it like really fits over the outer diameter really well. So I'm just gonna take some material off and it should fit really well. All right, so we got it tacked in place. This is about the biggest gap. So I'm actually really happy with that. That is not too bad of a gap, and all the rest of them are almost non-existent. So that'll weld really nicely. It tucks super nicely up to the roof. Plenty of room, plenty of headroom. As I sit in it, the closest it is to my head is about 3 or 4 inches. So we'll have to pad this, but we might as well do that anyways. And then this bar back here is probably 5 or 6 inches away from my head, so that I like it better back here than the original plan, because if it was actually inside the cab, it would be pretty close and directly above my head, which I don't really like. So I am happy that we decided to go with the rear hoop outside of the cab. That's gonna wrap it up for part 1. In the next video, we'll do the front legs of the roll cage, and then we'll run the bars back down, probably land them around here, somewhere right above where the shocks mount, or something like that, just so that we're stiffening the frame as much as we can, because Ford frames are made of garbage and like to twist. So that's what we'll do next time.